Welcome back to EU5, episode number 25. Last time, late on, we discovered that our economy, looking at our market, there's just so much less going on in our market than there is in any of the other markets around us, the European markets or the North African markets. Really, one thing I need to remember is that Castile, France, the ones that have a market unto themselves, or almost entirely to themselves, they are massive nations. Even Morocco and Tunis are quite strong in this run. That makes them an exception to the rule, not the rule. And then when we look at, like, say, the HRE area and how you have tons and tons of different nations within there, well, they are combining into a market. So we are a minor player, or I guess if we're talking like college sports, American college sports, like we're a mid-major. We're not a key significant player. So it's not the end of the world that we do have a smaller market zone than some of the others. We're making good money. We're making 72 ducats off of trade here. But Karakari's doing even better. But it's a new world hub. And it's a very strong. How they're feeding so much into it, hard to say, but with Lisboa, we have 100% of what's going on there. We have a small chunk of what's going on in Faz, and yet we're almost making as much money off of trade there. So we really need to be pushing Lisboa further along. There's a lot more we could do, but it's not as bad as I initially thought, just because Castile is, I don't know where exactly they rank these days, 7th. I actually kind of figured they would be top 5, maybe third, but either way, they are way ahead of us. Well, we've got some catching up to do, and right now we are making good money, but we can do even better, clearly. Now, of course, we've had some really expensive running costs for a long time. The colonialism as the main thing. I mean, we have this constant stream of explorations. We have this constant stream of charters. That's a huge factor in kind of everything we are doing here and now. Makes it a little bit harder to turn around and invest. And remember a couple of factors. One, Portugal started incredibly weak, and I feel like we went through 100 years of just getting to the point where we were making enough money to actually do anything whatsoever. So we lost 100 years of the playthrough. We were 100 years behind everybody else around us. I don't feel we're 100 years behind now. Then we went through a couple other phases, including the Civil War, where we lost time, we lost momentum, and we are still technically in that disaster, still recovering from that disaster. It's still impacting us, regularly taking stability and or other hits as a result. And then, of course, the colonization race. As a result, there's a lot of factors that have gone into why we're in the state. It's not just that I'm that bad at the game right now. I don't think it's that at all, though clearly I've learned so much during this playthrough that I feel like the next playthrough is going to be significantly better, stronger. We're going to have more of an impact on things early on, and we're going to have a chance to not just hold position, be stable like we have done in this playthrough, but I think we'll have that chance to do the traditional EU4 thing and grow stronger and climb into that top 10. Maybe not to the elite status number 1 type thing yet, but definitely into the grow into a powerhouse with what we've gained from this one. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Let's go ahead and steal some more maps. Finishing exploration would be really nice because it's one of those expensive things that we have been actively doing for quite a while, eating up a lot of time and resources. So Yemen is first once again, and most of what they have is this East Asia. Doab is one we already know a decent amount about, but there's a chunk of it left over, and I hate that border gore leaving that chunk, so let's just finish it off and get the rest of Doab. Ooh, Aragon. Okay. And they do. Aragon has areas we don't know about, and I'm assuming a lot of it's going to be the Central African. I hope. And it is. Cameroon Highlands is the next one. Let's get it. So it's almost all African. They know Inner Africa where we don't. Right now Novgorod is also ready, so we can go get another map from up here. And Bulgar is the next one to peel back. And we've got it. It's definitely time to focus on the Lisboa market a little bit more. I'm still trying to kickstart our Brazil region. Still needs to be a focus, but there's only so much you can do at a time. However, before I get to Lisboa market, there is something I want to do. The obvious growth restraint is small population size, getting the pops you need, and you can only build so fast when you only have 3 towns. We need more towns. We need more towns. So let's get the next town in each of these locations. Oh, there's your obvious one right there. Massagow, 34k. Though, so far with this one, our Guari, do we even have... we don't have control there yet. Max control's 9%. Okay, we are getting somewhere with that. It's not nothing. And I think we just built the dry dock. It's like brand new. Which is why we are starting to get control. So once we have it a town, we can do something with it. It's definitely not nothing here. So, Matsagao, welcome to the list of towns. 353 ducats. Okay, now back down over here. Obviously, here's our population center. Through this area, there's our 3 towns right now, and we could definitely get inland just a little bit and get more. Did I already start turning this one into a town? Oh, I did. I just made a town here as well. Should I make an additional? Absolutely no control, though. If anything, you continue along the coastline where we might actually... Yeah, we have 15% control over here. Okay, we'll add this one to the list. We have this whole row of towns along here. And once you establish a little more control and get a dock in each of them, it's going to push that control out a little bit further, and it's all close to the market center, so it does make it pretty effective. These two obviously are going to be candidates here at some stage. This town up here is going to be a candidate at some stage to be added, but we need a decent number of towns, not just a few, if we are going to grow and expand this market. No other expansions there for now. Let's focus on our main market and spend some money. We still have 918 ducats. Let's go with some money makers first, which Tools Guild remains kind of the chief one, and Lisboa. So another couple there again, and go ahead and finish off Sines. Scriptorium showing up on the list for first time in a while, and actually I don't think it's that it's showing up on the list. I need to reorder it. There we go. Yeah, weaponsmith, good little money maker. Can't keep dumping everything into Lisboa. It takes spread that love. Gunsmith, spread it out kind of things. So Evora, Carpenters Guild. Let's get one in Porto. A lumber mill, good little money maker. Everything is in Lisboa. Wow. Set a ball. Take 2. Torres Novas. Man, that is like all the pops that you have there. Yeah, that's okay. Take 1. Alcabaca can take 1. Avis can take 1. Stud Farm. Bog Iron Smelter. We only have 2 of them. Alright, time to see if we can sneak in something new. Stone Quarry. We have no Stone Quarry at all. Looks like it's not a very profitable endeavor, but it's still going to be good to have on the market. This has nothing. Market warehouse, definitely something we need more of. Stockpile, an issue we run into from time to time. Trade capacity going up, trade advantage going up. Yeah, we need more market warehouses. And yeah, Lisboa, okay. And that's the money for now. Okay, I think it's time we expand the Navy a little bit further. Or not. Or not. Hold that thought. The king has died. Wow, he was 73? He started as a pretty young one, didn't he? Lasted a good while. And now we have ties to Wales. Oh, we're definitely keeping the capital in Lisbon. Her stats are not great. Catholic Majesty died while he was leading the navy. Tacitum Regium, which we did before we lose whatever religious influence we have saved up right now. The clergy is upset, but we get the crown power plus 20%. Possible government reforms. This is a big one. However, I have 4, and I only had 3 slots. So I have 4. Now I have 4 slots. So it's not actually going to add a government reform for us. How we were able to get 4 had more to do with some sort of starting feature for Portugal. So those government reforms are huge. That's how we can increase our crown power long term. And at least we've leveled off with what we had. But we also do have a couple spy networks ready to go once again. Aragon. Second time. We seem to be getting pretty fast with that. And Central Africa is one huge map section. Wow. I mean, most of that's uninhabitable jungle. So yeah, that's cool. That just opened the map up a lot. From these guys, stealing the map from there. They still have a decent amount of options. Alright, next one to peel back is Vidarbha. And there you go. Oh, nice little positive event there for Army and Navy tradition. And this colony is just about to finish. And we add them into Awambo. Our Novgorod agent has been discovered. So, kicked out once again. Novgorod's pretty good at defending against that. Awambo, I think I'll go as far as getting them connected here, but outside of that, they are done. It's actually a passable terrain, so yeah, no, I won't even bother with that. They'll just have 2 sets of coastline. We're going to start making another colony, otherwise Awambo is going to be too strong. Can't afford to have them doing too much at once, but Papal States has jumped in down here underneath us, so we do have some competition now. I'm wondering if maybe I need to... Wow, but this is such a good area down here. No, we'll just keep running the gamut. Yeah, we are way ahead of Papal States on this. That's the colony we already have. Here we're at 17%. Ooh, they don't even have... Okay, that's competition for that one. Let's go ahead and get started on it, though we don't have a connection. Need to be going here. But that's not the one I want right now. I think maybe we need to jump over to this side. Skip ahead a little bit. Oh, come on. There's Papal States. We had a tech that increased spy network building by 33%, and I'm really starting to see it pay off. Here with Yemen in particular, we're really quick these days about getting the next map. And a lot just happened. Our next Brazil colony, keeping that part of Portugal, but we also just got our Atlantic St. Helena discovered. We'll have to see if that gave us multiple islands in throughout the area. Okay, so next up is Gondwana. As you peel that back, and yeah, now we've got a very big chunk of India. There's St. Helena. And it did not free up what's below here. As this is a single island type thing, I think we want to just go ahead and get it done, get it colonized. Not that it's going to do much for us. Let's go ahead and use an oddball that we haven't used in a while, like Minho. It does make 5 for the moment, but it's not going to take long. But as for exploration, this remains unexplored and can't explore for some reason. Oh, okay. That's far enough out there where our African market is now all we have, which is two different African markets, and I don't know if they're strong enough yet for that. So we will try somewhere else. Here we can get to the Sayupe market still, coming this a little bit further down. So we will do that, though it's not. It's just outside of the Sayupe range, but the Kariri or Arakayu for some reason can. That's weird. Papal States getting their first province down here in South Africa. They're definitely a player, a threat, but we've got a big advantage over them these days. And I'd like to go feed our Lisboa market once again, but it's time to do a little more expansion on our navy first. So we're going to add in a couple more carracks. Okay, we've got a little bit of discount in Faz, but are they able to pull pops? I don't know if they can pull pops. Well, it should pull from our manpower reserves, right? Not from the local population. So we'll try that. We'll learn the hard way if it doesn't work. It used up some of what we had, but we still have 1.4k, so let's keep going on money makers. Actually, no, let's go with RGOs this time. Horses have the best profit margins, as does iron, and followed by fiber crops. Getting almost a +1 near everywhere right now. Figure out why our requirements are not met. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, we can build. We'll build one. This is an overseas thing. We're building it in Mali. Technically we have one though, somewhere. Okay, well, naval supplies is the best option now. Alright, building out a number of RGOs and a few buildings to help. Alto Alentejo is 2 months away from finishing off the Lutherans in the area. And there's maximum RGO size in rural areas, +20. We just lost one of our explorers. We can get a healthy prestige bonus for the next 3 years at the cost of 563 ducats, or we could just give up some prestige. What is our benefits of having the prestige? Antagonism change. That's probably a good thing. I've got so much antagonism out there from stealing the maps. Market attractions, another one. Great power score. I suppose we're going to spend the money on this one and see what sort of benefit it has for us, as it helps. 5 research bonus and a map ready to steal from Aragon. South Gabon is that next area as we peel that back. Kingdom of France, they're doing pretty well, pushing inland there. That antagonism board, Somalia in particular, really upset. The others, 40 to 60 range. I think once it gets below 40, it does fall off. So not too many of those nations are crazy upset with us as we are kind of spreading around the map stealing. But you know, once you have, like, say, Africa done, all the antagonism built up in that area is going to go away. And again, we shift, we move along and peel back those layers, and it just kind of shifts the antagonism, and eventually you get outside of the range. But you do too much stealing of just one area, one pocket, especially small maps, and you build up a lot of antagonism that way. Our next colony is done. We also have some research done. Diplomatic capacity going up 1. That's definitely good. And even though it's going to put me at 5, we will go up the St. Helena one. It's going very quick. When it's done, we just won't start up a new one. But to connect these up, this is obviously the next one, so adjacency. And then we'll have to make sure we also get that one done after. Oh, here comes the next big negative event from our silly religious turmoil that just will not go away. 1,700 ducats or 20 stability. The 20 stability, farewell. We're down to 43 again. Also just discovered that this is happening Is this, well, it's Guyana, but is this part of the Windward Islands? Have they snuck in and taken away a couple of provinces away from France? Oh, there you go. There's St. Helena. Keep it part of Portugal. If I could give it to somebody else, one of our other colonies, I would, but there you go. That's St. Helena one. Quick and easy. Wow, Papal States has just gone kind of all in, and a lot of little provinces popping up as we just lost a cabinet member. But we do have some new ones. Not a lot of them. And Alto Alentejo has finished converting, so it's a good time to check in and see how we're doing on getting towards that 90%. Still 85, but almost 86 now. The Lutherans have all but disappeared. The Calvinists now have just 3% remaining. And we've got our next area, and Mutapa is... oh, we are much stronger than them. Okay. Independent nation. There's a real opportunity to maybe give our military a chance, though we need to see what the land is like, because if the terrain is too nasty, won't be too interested. There we go. We're starting to get our first colony in here. Well, the next exploration, we do have our Sayupe market, just the edge of it anyway. Alright, more maps dealing. Yemen. Such an easy one. We keep getting from Yemen over and over again. The next region is Orissa. Maybe Upper Indus. Yes. Yeah, we'll peel that one back now. So it's time for a round of upgrades here in the New World. Alright, well, best moneymakers, tar kiln, big iron smelter, to help kickstart economy and trying to get new places going with decent pop sizes. There we go. A couple there, and we'll add a couple here in the same sort of manner. I suppose this Pixippi can also handle a new one. Okay, then the best moneymaker is going to be the naval supplies. Samama again. Okay. I think we're doing okay on naval supplies then. Samama's like the best for everything right now. Get a Nahas, a Spinner's Guild. Alright, let's look for something new. Gunsmith. Our Aguari, only a 0.07. Our Aguari needs our attention. Oh, that's our Aguari. Is that one. That's a gal, though, needs a dry dock. Let's hop on over here, and also a Potter's Guild is something I don't think we've gotten into, so we're going to get one made in our Aguari. Anahas has room for some clerics. A scriptorium would help us make money. We do need books in the market. Somali's already got a couple constructions, but wow, there's nothing here. Okay, we want the temple first, right? Yeah, max control. Here he has the temple, has the dry dock. Do we have the dry dock here? Yes. So after a temple, what do we want? University is going to help with literacy kind of across the board and institution growth locally, migration attraction. We'll go ahead and build a university here. Also, we could build a lieutenancy here. This is a new building we don't have. It does increase the local nobles' power. And there are some locals here, but the proximity source, it's a local proximity source of 25, plus 25 around the area. That's pretty big. That's going to increase the score throughout this area, whatever reach that it has. Nobility demanding privileges. I'm guessing this is one I want to stay away from, but maybe not. It's 5 years. Make the peasants less happy and make the nobles more happy, or just make the nobility unhappy short term. What is our current 58% threshold. Knock us down to a 48. Back to the Sayupe market where you can see things are a little more stable. It's a little easier to make money. Alright, that is new constructions. The other thing though is how's that control looking? I still have 0 control even with a road coming through here. Now if I turn someplace back here into a town, we could build that first bailiff and add some control to the area. I think part of the reason why we're not getting proximity to capital is not good anywhere in Brazil. Let's make sure we have a dry dock in each of these. Okay, that one just got built, and we just got one on the last town down here. Institution growth, 20% increase. And Central America region just got explored. We are finally getting into some of the natives. That'll be our next exploration just above it. Nama is done, and I was going to form a new colony, but because of the presence of the Papal States in the region now, I need to make Awambo a little bit stronger, help them, and we need to essentially cut off the Papal States, so I'm going to let them join Awambo. We're not going to go for a second colony in the region now. If it was going to be all us, then yes, I would want a second colony through here, but now we've just got to help Awambo out. So, speaking of cutting off, oh, that's Awambo. Awambo is already colonizing here. Nice, okay. Okay, so if we use this one and use the adjacency bonus, we can help Awambo cut off the Papal States. And court's ready to meet once again. We now have the permanent court. I don't have to check off that I want Lisboa every time anymore. Expand the armory. We're only at plus 30, and I'm thinking about expanding the army just as we added a few new large ships. I think we need to expand our standing army just a little bit. The farming estates is nice, the RGO stuff, but that's 4 new armories. That'll definitely fund a expansion. Sure, let's do it. 4 discounted armories. I didn't even check where it was going to be building them. Let's show it here. Like all 4 of them. All 4 of them are Brazilian. They don't necessarily have pops to promote for that. We're at 54% force support. That might be enough. Focus on the land. What would this one do? Oh, Navy tradition and push toward land. You know what? Let's do that. That'll ensure that this passes. Alright, that has passed. A little bit of a cost there. About 150 ducats for those armories, but they'll be helpful. Granada, we can decrease proximity cost and increase local food production with town lock canals, but nowhere can take it, unfortunately. Well, let me see if I can build it elsewhere. Might have to be a city. Lisboa. Yeah. So I think it's got to be a city to build that one, which means we're going to need to increase a couple of these to cities. We actually do make the money fast enough now to promote a number of places. So if you promote, Granada's already a city. We already had a city in Granada. Oh man. Lisbon wasn't even our first. It was our second. Local crown power of 33% with counting houses. And we do have a number of places where we can build it. Well, let's see what this does for us. We're going to build them all. We'll get the Lisboa's one as well here. I'm curious what this is going to do. Oh, negative event. 12 stability lost. At least we move towards humanists. There's a trade-off. But stability's actually even lower than where it was after that last negative event. Pop promotion speed plus 10%. We're getting some good research projects done right now. The first thing I want to add to our new army is our first cannons. They're going to come with heavy damage bonuses for us. I added just 100 troops. I think I'm going to put in a couple for now. Now, looking at our ranks, something I haven't really done at all through this playthrough. There's so many just little details here and there on why we're still in that high 30s, where we've been for like ages. Population scaled by control. So as our population grows and increases, it's over 3 million now, we get a score for that manpower, human power of our entire nation, not just of our military or our navy, right? Not just army or navy, but it's scaled by control. Now there's where we're losing some of our scoreline, because we have so much in Brazil where we have very little control. Now most of our population is still here, but we are hurting our score based on being spread out. Granada is hurting that score in particular. They have a much larger population. It's probably hurting it a lot more than Brazil is. But then we have a relative power projection. That's our army, navy, and levy strength. And we only have a plus 30 there. Now, adding to our navy, adding to our standing army probably will help with that power projection at least a little bit in score. But monthly income, it's only a plus 14. That's not a very high score, and I would imagine those around us, Castile in particular, significantly higher. Total trade capacity, only a plus 4. So we are not doing enough in trade capacity. That's even weaker than our general income is. And then stability is a plus 2. I would imagine if it was a plus 50 instead of a 46, that would be a little bit higher. But yeah, that's soft. We're getting plus 63 from subjects, though. That is one area where we are one of the strongest in the world. We also have embraced institutions. That's maximum. Nobody has higher than that, and many nations have lower than that. But I'm sure most of Europe, at least, is identical in scoreline. Kingdom country rank. So as a kingdom, we're gaining a plus 100. I'm sure there's a few empire ranks. They're all in the top 10. High legitimacy. That's maxed out, but it's only plus 10. Prestige. Only a plus 3. But right now that's higher than it normally is, but that's one area where we could maybe make some improvement. Stopping to mothball our forts wouldn't cost me much. 10 ducats a month, 5 ducats a month, and we would get a better prestige score. A couple more points that way. Navy and Army tradition aren't that high because we're not active in wars. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. But the economy, trade capacity seem to be our best way to bring that score up right now. And increase control. Speaking of, even within our own nation, there's a long ways to go on that, but those counting houses hopefully will turn all of these towns up a notch or two. We're also getting one in Almanakar. Well, let's go seal maps again. Ever-present Yemen. Their list is getting a little bit shorter here. This is a small one, Cholta-Nagpur. I guess peeling that back is just getting something else out of the way. It was just that small area right there. And then Aragon. We're going to go ahead and take Okavango, which is right down here. Ooh, that was a nice solid sized area that we just peeled back. We almost have an across the map connection. Kariri is going to get a new university building and a bunch of clerics to move there. Clergy is going to be really unhappy, but I'm okay. It's good. With the university coming in, Sayupe has a huge shortage on books, and actually I have no scriptoriums here at all. So I think we're going to get a couple put in. Karapoto could get one, and then Sayupe will get one. So checking back in on the regrowth of population in Almanzora and Malaga, we had previously stopped a bunch of these buildings because we didn't have the pops for them, but it looks like the sheep farms or fiber crops could be restarted. Not that they have enough for everything, but they have enough to employ some. So let's go ahead and restart that one. Getting closer to having everything up and running again. We still have some big shortages here, but they do have peasants. Promotable pops again, but not a ton. And definitely still a shortage, so you don't want to do anything crazy here. Tools workshop, so an advanced workshop for making tools now exists using the iron. It's a little more expensive, but it's that second tier. That research is now complete. I'm starting to more often through our towns go kind of town by town and see what can be done, what can be grown within a town, and see what's going to be beneficial for it. Like adding a university to Santarém could be very good for the literacy locally. Then looking more at Tomar and see that like we have available burgers. So what's going to make the best money? A tools workshop. So we'll go ahead and do a double. After that, could be something related to soldiers, like another fort, but I'm okay on the forts in Portugal. As long as we have this partnership, we don't have to worry about Castile attacking us, and then nobody else shares a border with us. Morocco is the only one who might ever be interested in an attack, and while we are rivals, we do not have any antagonism with them, so there's no real fear. We can steal Mapskid, Yemen, ever quickly. List is starting to get a little bit short with them. Our next Owamba colony area is already done. That was fast. That's here. And that's got an adjacency bonus, so that'll help cut off Papal States. Nervous that we're going to make Owambo too strong here, but we got to help him out. Oh, there's a good one. Zetsio is up there? Yes, it is. Happy to have that one. That was kind of a weird pocket, but now it's a weird pocket the other way. All the way up to Chagatai. We had another? Yes, we do. Same region. It's building a lot of antagonism, but most of them don't even know who we are. We're well outside of their range. Alright, and we just finished our exploration here. New Spain has a lot of control over that, surprisingly. Didn't expect them to have total control through there. Alright, we have our next colony. That is the one that is right down here. But I've reached a stage where Brazil is filling out pretty well. I don't think I need to double up on it. For a while we were going end to end. Well, now we're really just kind of filling in. I don't think I need to have two simultaneous colonies filling in. I think it's time to move on and colonize our next area before somebody else can get to it. Other nations are already cut off. And speaking of, the Ottomans are now colonizing in here. La Plata is growing. They are expanding. They can handle themselves. Maybe I do need to continue along here to cut these guys off, but we have this uncolonized region here. We're going to start with the Falklands, though. But we are going to move inland afterward and start colonizing this southern Argentina / Chile region. Age of Reformation now about 85% done. It's definitely getting towards the tail end, but we got a little ways to go yet. Another 17 years, I think. Bringing in marriageable women, Ribateo, Gonaqua, 25 peasants over a good while. It's a big migration. And our naval commander has perished. Lopo Diaz will be the new commander there. What's his bonus? Blockade efficiency. Okay, nice. I like that. They have not been doing their patrol the seas objective somewhere along the way. Maybe commander dying? They gave up on that. That's not good. So there's our Iberian west coast, and there's a lot to do here. Maybe we're going to send them further out now. I've been having them do just the two, but if we spread this out a little bit more like Brazil Sea, is that going to help us? We're going to add a university in Faro. Sines is so close to the capital. We need to do more with it in a couple of ways. For one, I think it's deserving of an actual castle, right? We don't have that much control through that area. So I'm finally going to build a castle. What else can we do here? That's a couple things. And this is something I've been thinking about for a while. We have non-town capitals in a couple of our states. You gotta have a town, right? You gotta have a town at least once here in a while. What are they making? What's the base resource? Wool. And it's only a level 2. Yeah, we're gonna turn Porto Alegre into a town. Should help increase some control in this area too. We've already got roads connecting it up. Magdalena, have a war. We are at war. Who are they at war with, though? It's the second Maiqueta war. There's Maiqueta. It's inland. Okay, this is good. This is gonna help me learn some territory. I thought I got the Conquistador tech a long time ago, but for whatever reason we've still not been able to get anything inland. So learning this territory is going to be helpful for us, but we're called into the war. I don't think we need to call up our levies or anything like that. We have a force that we would like to bring on over, so let's bring them over. Okay. They're not moving. For whatever reason, it does not like it when your army is larger. EU4, it would automatically split your army off into whatever it can transport initially. Their objective is transport troops. It shifted the objective. There it split off the army. There it boarded the army. Hey, there it goes. 5k troops on their way. There is their arrival. Current war score is not favorable. Let me understand what we're working with before we get into it. And they have 4,500 infantry total, and I'm guessing that they do not have great tech. Meaning our 5,500 is going to be strong enough. Oh, we can't move into a location that has not been discovered? Really? Okay, well, food access, let's definitely take that on. But how the heck are we gonna conduct the war if we don't have knowledge? We're gonna tell them to hunt armies if we can, but Can we select that area? Oh no, we lost 4 ships. They've taken too much attrition. Which way are you going? Back home? Can't explore the area. If I, okay, recruit an explorer for 2,000 ducats. Is that what it's going to take to... We just wasted 2,000 ducats. Let's hope that this means we can actually just... I don't know why I can't explore here. We're at 50%, by the way, for known world. We're halfway done with that, but I just can't seem to... Well, this sucks that we have to sit out here and do nothing because we don't have a map. But now that we know the capital, we can at least build a spy network on them and hopefully steal the map in time to support the war. As we get hit with another negative event. Oh, it's that nasty one. There goes that stability yet again. We do not have the ducats right now to get it any other way. We do have the ability to steal a couple of maps. This 1.99 each month. Not bad. Not bad. That's going to go fairly quickly. So in the meantime, while we wait, Yemen, as always, they're quick. How fast is that one? 2.08. So for comparison, that's not bad. Alright, well, the next map that I want from them is not necessarily where I want it from. But we peel back a small area here. Aragon's another one going real fast, 2.35, where the Inuits is only a 1.33. So at 1.99, it's pretty close to being amongst the quicker ones that we're going to get. Ooh, there's a steel technology. We gain research progress, they lose research progress. Oh, I love that. Oh, we're going to continue doing that once we have our African maps complete. Did not know that was an option. Okay, we have some sea options, but not yet, not yet. Okay, West Lunda. They are running out of the African maps. They don't have like this region at all. So there is still some unknown for Aragon, but at least we are getting some of these inland maps finally. A little bit of a hurry up and wait. We're at 500 ducats, so we definitely want to save up some money again before we go spending. Conversion process, we're at 91%. Our colonies, we do have a couple that are getting pretty close to done. It looks like that's going to be done here fairly soon. We also have a exploration that's going to be done soon. Colonial subject, done. That is the one here. We also discovered another region of Africa. Let's go ahead and get this colony on the go. Astramadura can do this one. All right. Exploration menu. We will start here, Mozambique. And Sayupe just in reach. We're going to lose a cabinet member. The nobility wants him out. We'll just replace him. That's fine. There's more youngsters coming in. That's good. And that spy network on Aragon is ready once again. So steel maps. Let's go ahead and take this region here. We're exploring that one. We're exploring this one. This is going to not only get us across Africa, but it's also going to get us the entire eastern coastline. There we go, Zambezi. And there is that connection. Though we are getting that last coastline. Just started that exploration, but with this one done, we can now go elsewhere. And I think it's time to go back to sea. We'll start with getting the Madagascar Sea. Injuid's ready again for map stealing. But we're only at an 11 for the map that we need. Okay, Awad, I guess. Looks like we're not going to get the map we need in this area anytime soon. And we're going to need increased diplomatic range to really get out there, but we're getting somewhere anyway. Okay, we have our next Awambo region done. We did not get every single part of the state, as the Papal States did get one of the provinces, but we were able to get the others. Slow negotiations, diplomatic... Oh, annexation cost. Okay. We haven't annexed anybody yet, but we might have to annex some of these members here at some point to add strength. Meanwhile, back over here, the long, slow siege of their capital is at 0%. It's getting somewhere. We're at 15. To steal the map and actually be able to go help. So the rest of our army on board. You know what? I'm good. I think the 5,000 are more than enough to handle things. Let's not. Another negative event. Back to back here. The 1,800 ducats again, or 20 stability when we've barely recovered. You know what? I'm going to take the ducats lost this time, which is going to cost us some hefty loans. Oh, there we go. The capital is... They've won the siege. They were just at 0% a very short while ago. 2 months ago. And there we go. We pick up a loan. Luckily, we just eased our way into one less loan. And only took 2. That debt increased to 800 from about 560. Court's ready to meet. Wow! Are you kidding me? It's been 2 weeks since the last negative event and a very short while from the other one. It wants another 1,800 ducats or non-Catholics to be upset. We'll take the non-Catholics being upset. But wow. Is this because we're at war that we're triggering? Because that's 3 of them in the span of this war, which we're at plus 93% now. So we're going to end up not being of any use here. 52% on that one. Well, that war score dropped off a bit. It's down to 58, and we can see their army now. 1,000 of them. Love to come help, buddy. 29. We're getting closer. Another negative event that's going to take away 10 prestige. We've had 2 negative events to the Parliament, as it's down to 60 days, so nothing positive to increase our odds here. Negative only event that is going to see it fail if we don't do anything, so we're going to have to do something. I think it's a simple pass-fail. You just need to have more than 50% of the vote. In this case, we only need to get one of these minor advances. Reduce levy obligations for the clergy. Like, do they even provide us any support for that? Oh, we could go to plutocracy away from aristocracy. That's not actually a bad thing. The trade-off here is a little legitimacy. We'll get that back quick. That should make it pass. And Falklands can join La Plata. I wanted to start a new colonial subject down there, though, so I think the Falklands will start a new subject. And new market right away. Locking in the Venice wasn't hard because they were just barely colonizing, but the Ottomans are going much faster. La Plata is going to help cut them off, but I feel like I'm going to have to drop a... maybe once we fill out this area, as that does pass. That was farms. Once we kind of fill out here, maybe we need to go back down here for our Brazil and work on trying to cut the Ottomans off from moving inland too far. War score is at 100%, and we're at 35. I don't think we're going to get our chance here. And if they don't exist after, we're not going to get that map still. Oh, but the 100 war score, I'm the senior partner. I'm the one who's going to make truce with them. We're going to lose 5 legitimacy, which we're already down to 92 at the moment. But we're going to make the nobility happy. We're going to wait to get this because I don't even see the zone, so we can't give Magdalena territory that we don't even know exists. So we need to get this map stolen. We have debt to pay off. With the interest already paid down, 766, so we'll pay off both of those, and we are out of debt. And we're at a 39. One more, and we could steal the map to see the region. Though I don't think it's going to be the whole region. It's going to be just part of it. Let's find out soon. There we go, 41. Wow, this is multiple areas. The name of the country, we're going to take that region. Wow, see, that's mostly Magdalena back there. It's such a small little place. Oh, it extends down into there, which we don't have that. Alright, well, let's sue for peace. And there you go. There is peace. However, we can continue to use them to steal the maps of the region, even though they are now a tribute of Magdalena. Or a tributary of us, actually. We are going to get our army back. However, we need to get our transported units. They have one less cog than they had before. I'm a little worried that they're not going to be able to pick up the whole army. Get them healed up before we go back. That back and forth thing last time was not good. In the meantime, though, we did just discover this next region. And so we'll just keep right on exploring up that coastline. I have no idea why we can't explore the conquistador thing. Like, all of that's happened, and for some reason it still doesn't let us. And whatever it is we did lose of this navy did take away, so we need, well, I think a couple more cogs will actually do it. So why don't we get one from Porto and one from Lisboa. But we could steal a couple maps again, and I need to wrap this episode up. Yemen, last handful you've got, and there's going to be an overlap too. Bushpur, okay. Ooh, this one's Aragon. This is where I'm getting excited because they have other regions. Mozambique, I'm already exploring, so we have Aligo. That's inland. We have a sea zone. And then another, wherever Acadia is. So, I'll you go. Nice. Looks like either Mutapa. Yeah, we're much stronger than them. That's probably that's part of Vijayanagara. So, Mutapa. Let's build a spy network there so we can get the rest of this inland, hopefully. It's also 3 zones here. Alright, folks, couple things. One, we have risen in the rankings a little bit. We're now 34th instead of 39th. We're making some progress in some areas, somehow or another, and our economy is definitely getting stronger. We went from about 90 ducats to 155. Exploration continues to go well. Stealing maps continues to go well. Our colonization is leaps and bounds better than everybody except for maybe Castile. So us and Castile leading the way on that one, but we are very much discovering that England has been very busy, as well as Scotland. Alba has now cut off Timucua. Timucua has some, that's it for them. So they have expanded all they can unless they go overseas. Angola is making some progress. Paraguay seems like they've been cut off, but it'd be nice to get these last couple maps down there and understand what's going on. But then now the Ottomans are showing up, and La Plata is doing well to expand northward, and now we are expanding into this last little area of South America. And meanwhile, we are very much in a race. Once again, the Papal States back at it. We have been able to ignore them for a very long time, and yet we're back at it with each other. Now, clearly we are about to cut Papal States off this direction, but we're going to need to also work this direction and cut them off from moving inland on us. And then that'll take care of our South African colonial area, but we'll see what happens with Madagascar as we get it revealed in the not too distant future. Somalia looks crazy strong. We're only a fair bit weaker than them now. We were significantly weaker before. They're a pretty strong nation. And then, the potential of moving in further this way right now is looking like, well, colonial wise, no, can't colonize. Okay, interesting. We also got 50% of the way through knowing the world, and I know we're getting closer. We're at about 86-87% now on this conversion stuff. It's coming. It's coming. The end of this is coming. The end of this, I haven't even checked on it in the last couple. What's still happening? Less participants. Bohemia is not in it anymore. Catholic and Protestant League are getting somewhere with it, but this is something. I mean, Catholicism's grown by 15 million, while Lutheranism has grown by 2 million. But nobody seems to want to end the war. I don't even know if they're even really fighting. All I know is Bohemia is not part of it anymore. There are fewer members. this was almost everybody before. It's less and less involved these days. And with Bohemia being one of the Catholic League ones, the Catholic League is looking a little weaker. So maybe it will come to an end at some stage here. Austria is the primary, where Lüneburg is not that strong, and without Bohemia, yeah, the Protestants may win this thing, even though they are drastically outnumbered. But if that could just eventually come to an end, we can be done with all these major events, major world events. But the Age of Reformation now 90% done. We're 14 years away from entering the next age, and then something new will pop up. But if we can get our stupid disaster done, all those negative events that keep triggering every handful of years will finally be a thing of the past, and we can move on from that. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.